Using learning targets to better student achievement. First thing I want to talk about is what is a learning target. So it's student friendly, meaning it can use words, pictures, actions, or a combination of the three. It guides the student learning. It allows students to see and direct their efforts. Also helps educators know their students are achieving today's lesson. The 9 action points. Number 1, makes learning and effective teaching. Meaningful learning, and effective teaching. It's a trajectory toward larger learning goal, meaning it shows students there's a purpose for today's lesson, which helps them with the larger learning goal. Both student and teacher aim helps with that. Performance of understanding. Number 5, makes teaching and learning visible. 6, motivation to learn. It's setting and committing to goals. That's really important. Closing the achievement gap by developing assessment-capable students. That is important. School improvement efforts, and also everyone should have learning targets. That includes teachers, students, and administrators. How to design learning targets. You've got 4 different steps. Step 1, defining essential content for the lesson. So starting with an instructional objective. Students must know which chunk, or we need to know which chunk of the instructional objective is the goal for the lesson. So really understanding those instructional objectives before you can even start designing a learning target. Step 2, define the reasoning process essential for the lesson. Using Bloom's taxonomy to decide on what you're going to use to promote a deeper understanding is important. Step 3, design a strong performance of understanding. Provides one of a number of ways in which kids can learn and produce evidence. Step 4, state the learning target. Using the we will in the learning target makes it from the student's point of view. Also using student-friendly language is important. Sharing learning targets with students. The purpose of having a performance of understanding is to do these things. It embodies the learning target, promotes mastery of the essential content, develops students' proficiency in specific reasoning skills, provides compelling evidence of student learning, prepares students for the next lesson, and keeps them accountable for the learning. The 4-step framework. So there's 4 steps here, and then I wanted to go over some of the starter prompts, which I found rather useful also. Step 1 is to explain the learning target in student-friendly terms. Step 2, describe the performance of understanding. Step 3, describe the student look-fors. And step 4, make it relevant. And the 4 starter prompts that I found interesting in the book were step 1, we are learning to. Step 2, we will show that we can do this by. Step 3, to know how well we are learning this, we will look for. And step 4 is, it is important for us to learn this because. Formative learning cycle phases. Model and explain. So in phase 1, you're going to share the learning target, success criteria, and performance of understanding. Phase 2, scaffold learning, goal setting, and self-assessment through guided practice. So we must balance the challenge with support for the students. What are we wanting them to do, pushing them, but also knowing when we need to support. Phase 3, engage students in a performance of understanding. So challenge students to use their newly developed knowledge. And phase 4, provide formative feedback. So provide students with information about what they did well, but not only that, then give suggestions for how to increase their understanding.